Whew. First of all, I'm okay. I was cleaning my papers, cleaning up my house today, and I came across some papers, and I realized that I needed to share something that I hadn't shared really widely before. I told my siblings, I told a couple of friends, but I haven't posted this, shared this online really in any capacity. And that is, I had a cancer scare last year, breast cancer scare last year. And I came across this. And it is an appointment reminder, not for a mammogram, not for an ultrasound, but for a biopsy. And the reason for a biopsy is because I had had 2 mammograms and 2 ultrasounds, and they had both been inconclusive after my then partner had found a lump in my breast. You know, like a lot of women, that's how it gets found, right? And they pushed me, encouraged me, suggested I go see a doctor, and I was like, it's fine, I don't need to, it's fine. Kind of out of a sense of disbelief, really. But with gratitude to my former partner, I went after much encouragement. And I got the appointment for the initial mammogram, but yeah, it was inconclusive. Excuse me, no, I got first they wanted to do the ultrasound, and then I had to come back for the mammogram. And then I had to come back again, and then I had to come back again. And when I started transition, I was told by someone in my life at the time that who had read a bunch of turf baloney, and they told me that by taking hormones, I was going to do God knows what to my body, and as a result, I was going to end up with breast cancer or some other type of cancer. And that voice was ringing in my head a lot during those few months, and still does, unfortunately. That transphobia was communicated to me. And I didn't share online because I wasn't certain of my place. Like, I didn't know, as a trans woman, is this something I should be talking about? Is this something that I'm taking space from a cisgender woman, perhaps, who's going through this? Was it misguided altruism that perhaps, there's somebody else out there who needs this resource, or needs this attention more than I did? And if you've followed me for any length of time on social media, you'll see that I'm pretty open about a lot of stuff going on in my life, whether that be relationships, parenting, kids, divorce, work, job change, surgical stuff, hormones, whatever, dating. Like, I really let it all hang out there. Except I didn't share this at all. Like, I told my siblings, and I told a couple of friends, but I didn't really broadcast it. But it was scary. At the end of the day, I was scared. And I remember going to Google and just, transgender breast cancer. YouTube, Google, and, there were some resources from a couple of doctors, like Dr. Gallagher in Belfast, perhaps. I think she has some trans care or a trans-focused practice there, or clinic, whatever doctors say. And I had been told when I started HRT 5 years ago now, I was told that after 5 years of HRT or age 50, whatever comes first, that's the point at which I should get my first mammogram. And I just thought it was routine, and that was that. So I kind of put it out of my head, because like I'm living my life and I'll deal with that in 2023, and I'll just check it off the box. Like I get my blood test done every few weeks, and I have done other things. So this was a bit of a curveball. So my family doctor is great. Talked to him, and I talk to him every couple of months, and I'm one of the lucky Canadians to have a family doctor. I recognize that. Like 6 million Canadians do not have a family doctor today in 2023. He put the referral in, and I went down. And I got that first ultrasound. I got misgendered, which kind of sucked, by the technician, medical tech, imaging tech. I'm not sure what the ultrasound person is called. But I knew something was wrong when she kept moving the ultrasound around, and then she would stop. And like, I've been to a lot of ultrasounds. I have 6 kids. I've been to a lot of ultrasounds. I've been in the room. I've been through a miscarriage. I've been through a couple of tough pregnancies. Like, I know the pause when a professional sees something, but they can't say anything because they're not the doctor. There's a pause. They stop. They stop, and then they say, hold on, I need to go get the doctor. But the doctor wasn't in. They were on vacation. So I had to come back. And at the same time, I was waiting for notification, confirmation that I was going to Montreal for bottom surgery. So I didn't catastrophize. Like, I was like, okay, well, I've got cancer. I'm still getting bottom surgery, and that's that. Like, and I was trying to imagine what chemo would be like while recovering from bottom surgery. Maybe I was catastrophizing, but certainly it was, all these thoughts going through my head. And I'd made that decision, like, I was not going to tell Montreal about this. And I got my confirmation for bottom surgery before I received confirmation about what was going on with my breast. So, yeah. Like, there was nothing stopping me at that point. Yeah, I went back a couple times. I went back a couple times more, and I got the biopsy. And then I went back for the final time in early March, and I had received my confirmation from Montreal, like I said. And this is after doing the biopsy. And like with a mammogram, like you get real tight with, you got to put you get squished by the machine, and like there's these clamps that they squeeze down on your boob, and the technician, like their face, you're getting intimate with the technician, and so bring chewing gum and hope they have some. But yeah, I met with the radiologist who did the biopsy, and they were going to let me know. And so on St. Patrick's Day, and I had my kids that week. I had my kids that week. Then I met with the radiologist and did the biopsy. And they were waiting in the car downstairs with my then partner. And, I'm just trying to put on a happy face for my kids, even though I'm super stressed. And I didn't want to share it with them, of course. They're young. But that was a moment of that was one of those gut check moments, where am I living right? Have I been a good parent? How will they remember me? And 2 days later, still with my kids, I got the phone call. I knew it was coming that day. St. Patrick's Day, St. Paddy's Day. I've talked a lot about being an Irish Catholic. And that's what I am. I love St. Paddy's Day. It's my Christmas, really. I go all out. Irish stew, Guinness, Kilkenny, rebel songs. And I was really excited because I had my kids for St. Paddy's Day, and I could share the history of our family, and from the potato famine and through Scotland and all this stuff. And yeah, I got the phone call, and it wasn't cancer. So that was relief. You see it in the movies, you see it in TV, that phone call. And I do have a tumor, though. I have a tumor. So it's not cancer, and that was the happy news. But beginning this year, I now have to do annual mammograms. So I went back to the radiologist, who inserted a small piece of titanium. So I have I'm the bionic woman. I have a piece of titanium in me. And basically it's beside the tumor, and the mammogram will pick it up every year, and we'll monitor the growth of the mammogram. Or not the growth of the mammogram, the growth of the tumor. And we'll see if it gets bigger or not. So I'm lucky. I've got it all here. It says happily, shows. So I'm, certifiably lucky. But I decided to put this together to share it here on my channel, because there's not a lot of resources from a trans perspective, from someone who's gone through it, and I just wanted it out there. And I felt that it was important for other trans women, for non-binary people who perhaps are on HRT and were assigned male at birth, or for folks who are assigned female at birth who haven't had top surgery, and are non-binary, or the trans men out there who haven't had top surgery yet or have breast tissue still. So I just, here's a couple of things I want to share, is that if you're a trans man, or somebody assigned female at birth, hasn't had top surgery yet, age 40, start getting regular checkups. And if you're a trans woman, age 50 or 5 years HRT, whatever comes first. Talk to your doctor, talk to your endo, talk to all the people you got to talk to. And I look at last year, I dealt with two surgeons, my GP, the radiologist, and so I had 4 doctors in my life last year. But talk to your doctor. Learn how to do a breast self-exam. You want to use your 3 fingers and you want to check monthly. You lie down and you move around. I kind of like think of it like a Zamboni on the ice for my fellow Canadians out there. And you can do it up and down too, right? And you know how the Zamboni goes up and up or around and gets every piece of the ice? You want to get every piece of your chest, from the collarbone, mid-chest, and then up and over into the armpit. Your lymph nodes will be there. I'm allergic to cats. I get cat scratch fever, so sometimes my lymph nodes get swollen. But check that. And the way you're going to do that to recognize if something's going on is you're going to be checking regularly. You're also going to look in the mirror, lift your arms up, check your nipples, see if there's anything pulling in, puckering. There's redness. And you're looking for something that is like the size of a pea, marble, or a walnut. In my case, it was about the size of a marble, kind of on the top of my breast. So do this monthly. Take care of yourselves. Most importantly, advocate for yourself. It's not fine. It's not fine. Don't say it's fine. Just advocate for yourself. Go to the doctor. Talk to the doctor. Get it checked. And you'll get through this. We'll get through it together. So I hope this has provided insight and value if you're a trans or non-binary person, perhaps looking for resources, or the experience of someone who's gone through this. Leave a comment below if you've gone through it as a trans or non-binary person, or as a cis woman who's going through it or gone through it. Feel free to share some tips yourself for those who may go through it in the future. So thanks for watching. As always, here's to life.